Hello guys, how are you doing? My name is Winfred and welcome to this channel where it's all about digesting the heart. It's digesting the Bible when we are doing the Bible, but when it's matters of the heart, it's digesting the heart. You are very much welcome, and my name is Winfred. Welcome to this channel where it's all about real talks. We mix real talks with facts and feelings. So if you're one who is into that one, go ahead and always drop by. There are exciting videos that we make. And those of you who are watching via TikTok, in case it's not a complete video, tap on the link below. You'll be able to get the full video. Otherwise, you are so much welcome. Subscribers, you're amazing. Let me know who is watching from where and how you have been doing life. We are going to be talking about prenups, a practical is it practical, is it unromantic? The reason I've gone prenup is because lately in Uganda, just in the past, they passed a law where if you separated with your partner, you had to share everything 50-50. I mean, I'm talking partner, not its partner. You don't have to be necessarily married. You've been together for a certain time. When it comes to splitting, it's everything in the middle. So people are now coming up with what we call prenups, and that is something we were not used to. It is maybe okay in the Western world, but in Africa, it's not something that has been common, but we have to adopt because those are passing every single time. So tonight's discussion hits close to the heart and the wallet. Yeah, you heard me right. It hits close to the heart and your wallet. Prenups. Is it a practical thing or is it unromantic? You know, that is why I'm saying it hits close to the wallet. We are unpacking the controversial, emotional, and very practical topic. Practical being, it is now a law. Everything you worked so hard for before you met this person, once you marry her, or once you've been with her for a certain period of time, because now men are becoming wiser. They are like, I'm not marrying. I'll stay with you, have kids, but I'm not marrying you, so my things are safe. Well, they are not safe anymore because with a new law of splitting everything in the middle once you're separated, it leaves you no choice but either go for prenup, because this involves lawyers where you sign and you're like, I got married to you when I had this and the other. So when we split, only those things that we got while together are the ones you take with me. So you get married to me knowing exactly my stand on this. And if you're okay with it, we go ahead and exchange vows. If you're not, well, you have no choice because it is out there that when you separate now in Uganda, you split everything 50-50. So now we are going to talk about prenup agreements. Are they wise or just cold-hearted? That's what we are going to talk about. Would you sign a prenup? Type in yes, it's smart, or you can say no, it kills romance, or you can say I'm not sure. Whatever stand you have will be honored and respected. Otherwise, love is blind, but marriage is an eye-opener. Some people say that love is blind, but marriage is an eye-opener, because once you get to live with a person, that's when you realize, oh my goodness, they are so messy. Oh my goodness. They are not as nice as I thought they were, because it opens your eyes to reality that you even get to find out this one married me for my money, or this one married me because he wanted someone who would breed and expand the clan. So there are so many things that we find out when we are married. Let's see how prenup fits in that saying of love is blind, but marriage is an eye-opener. Let's see how prenup fits. I wrote a few points down here, so you will allow me to read them every once in a while. What I wrote is, what is prenup? Because many of us are blind and we don't even have a clue as to what that is. And so we don't know whether it works in our favor, whether it works against us. So you're probably saying, what in the world is she talking about? So we are going to find out what prenup is. First, let's get our definition straight. Prenup agreement is a legal document signed before marriage. Note, it is signed before marriage, that outlines how assets that a partner has and objects will be divided in case of divorce or death. It's a document. It clearly states that in case I'm dead, all my things go to this person. It's not a will. Or in case we separate, before you get married, in case we separate, my property stays with me, she takes this much. So that's the prenup, in case you didn't know. So we are going to cover points on this one. The origin and the legal basis of prenups. We'll cover that one. What can be divided properly when you separate. Inheritance, in case there is death. The debts, the spousal supports on this one. So we are going to cover quite a ground. What cannot be included in a prenup? Things like child custody, anything promoting divorce cannot be included in there, in the prenup. Because if I put a clause in my prenup, excuse me, if I put a clause that says in case we separate, you are to take my other house, that can really drive me into working towards us separating, so I can take that house. So prenup on that ground cannot be included. Anything that cannot be included in prenup is anything to do with child custody, anything promoting divorce can't be included. Now the differences and in jurisdictions in Uganda, because now Uganda, we are new to this thing of prenup. Unlike US or UK, those people have had it forever. They know how to differentiate love and property and what belongs to them. And also we will look at the Bible ties in this. Yeah, the Bible covenants were serious. They were very clear. Expectations were set. Could a prenup be a modern version of that? Because when someone died in the Bible, they would be very clear, this goes to my children. We see it with Abraham, where he said, this goes to Isaac, this goes to my my son, so and so. So in the Bible, it's very clear. So why some say prenups are practical? Why is it that people say prenups are practical is what we are going to look at. Now, I talked to Eva, a lawyer, and this is what she says: how prenups protect both parties. Cases where one party had huge debt or children from a previous relationship, that is where that prenup can really work. Because if I got married to you and you had more children than and I don't have any with you, you had to come up with a prenup, because it would have to cater for your children with the previous women or woman, and then me as well. It clearly stated the stand. The real life examples where prenups prevented long legal battles in case of death. I can get married to you, you have children, I don't, and we fail to have children together, or we get to have only one child, but you had several before me. In case you die, instead of having those long legal battles, a prenup would clearly state it, that once I marry my wife, so and so, and in case of death, my property will go to my children, so and so, and any other kids that I have with her once we get married. That's a prenup. It's different from a will. Now, business owners, yeah, second marriages, now I'm listing people who a prenup would work out for so well. If you're a business owner and you're getting married to someone, you need to put out some measures on how your property would be divided in case you separate or in case you die. Because some people can really become schemers, and the moment they are in a relationship with you, they are targeting your bank account. And they know, once I separate with this person, I'll take everything. Or we'll split things in the middle. Or in case of death, I'll take this because I'm the spouse. So this was intended to protect business owners, people who have had second marriages. You've been married before and now you're getting married a second time. You are now just, like once bitten, twice scared, twice shy. Like you've been bitten by a snake before. Even when you see a rope, you jump, you think it's a snake. Why? Because it has happened to you before. Now, people who are having second marriages would vouch for this one so much. Protection from inherited property. Like my mother dies and leaves me property, and I get married to this man. I need to protect that inherited property where it stays in my name, because it was inherited. It didn't come because I got married to you. So I need to protect it. So if you have inherited property and you need to protect it before you get married, because some people marry good, they come with nothing and they scheme and find these people who have everything only to take it and transfer it to their names. There are those who have even gotten married to people and plotted how to take them away so they can take what is theirs. Like a man who has kids and the woman doesn't. And then the woman came with property. The man plans to get rid of her so that he can take hold of that property and enjoy it with his kids that he came with. So to protect, whether it's a woman or a woman, or a man, whether it's a woman or man, protection from inherited property. Also financial transparency as a sign of maturity. It is for financial transparency. I mean, I declare I have this and this and this when we are getting married. And so in case we are separating, you will not have part of it. It's for transparency reasons. My property is my property, yours is yours. Simple. And then whatever we work together for is what we will split in case of separation or death. Clear life, yeah? Now, do you think discussing money before marriage builds trust or breaks it? Drop in the comments what you think. Because some people avoid that topic and avoid it really good. They don't want to talk about it because they think once you talk about money, then the divide will be created. So why some people say prenups are unromantic is what we are going to talk about. Some say it feels like you're preparing for failure. Is it true? That's what they say. And some say it can kill me, where it can kill them if they are in this together vibe. Like we are in this together, and then the man pulls out this long document and says, well, we are getting to be together, but this is mine and it stays mine even when we are separated or if I die, and this is yours, you keep yours, So some people say it kills the together vibe. It's unromantic because it kills the together vibe. And others fear that one partner doesn't fully trust the other when they come in with a prenup. That's what they say, that there's the fear that this person doesn't trust me. The moment you bring it out, they're like, now you think I'm after your money, and they cause all that drama even when you may be right. Now also the gender dynamics comes into play. Often men push and the women resist, or vice versa. The women are pushing or the men are resisting. So that is why prenups are said to be unromantic. You're pushing me away by saying, this is mine, and in case we separate, this stays mine, and in case I die, this is mine and for my people, not you. So they say it's a push away kind of thing. Now, I talked to my friend called Kofi. He's called Kofi, and Kofi said that he refused a prenup because it's one way of drawing the lines as to how for the relationship goes, yeah, as to how the relationship would go. So he said he didn't like a prenup. Kofi is from Ghana, and he said, I refused a prenup when I got married to a Ugandan lady because for him it felt like he was drawing a line as to how far the relationship could go. So he said, I'm going all in, I'm not drawing anything, I'm not writing anything. And I was like, so when you heard that in Uganda, if you separated, even if you are not married, even if you're married, everything is split 50-50. What does that make you feel? He said, well, I refused the prenup simply because it made me feel like I'm drawing a line as far as to how far the relationship goes. So that was coffee. Now I would quote this: love doesn't keep scores, guys. It doesn't, but lawyers do. Lawyers keep score. They are the ones who would tell you, you came with this, and so you are living with this, or he died, he said this is what you will have and this is what you won't have. It's the lawyers who do, but love doesn't keep scores. So if you're going to say you love someone, if you're willing to move in with someone or settle down with someone, love doesn't keep scores. So I would say prenups are not a good thing. And also, it gets me to a question: do prenups contradict the Bible idea of becoming one flesh? Let me know in the comments. Do they contradict the Bible idea of two becoming one? The money trigger. Money is one of the top reasons marriages break down. It is one of the top ones, guys. Believe it or not, it's one of the top ones. So we shouldn't we be talking about it up front? Because if it's one of the top reasons why relationships break down or marriages, I think we should be talking about it up front, as in, you're getting married to me, this is what I have, you don't have a part on it, but whatever we work together for, or whatever we get while I'm with you, is what we'll share. Isn't it something we should talk about before we get things going? And be like, well, you're getting married to me, I have my father's land, and he left me these houses, but once we separate, it's still my houses. But as long as we are together, you can enjoy the benefits of being with me. And that, but I think, that's what I think, that we should talk about it up front, either in a good way, as in we sign the prenup, or you go blind and be like, well, I'll trust this person to take my money. But that has led many people to start scheming. They plan to do away with you. Like, have you heard of these life insurances? I don't understand how they work, but those things have led to so many people dying. The man increases the premium on your head so that when you die, he gets millions. So people have done them, and it ended up claiming people's lives or taking people's lives so that they can get some check at the end of the day from the insurance people or bank. So if I signed my prenup and you get to know that even if I die, you have no coin to my money, you can only enjoy it while I'm here with you, I think it's something we should do up front. I don't know what your take is, but go ahead, drop in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Now, discussion topics on prenups: budgeting before marriage, and financial counseling versus prenups. Because if you counsel me about money and I'm prepared mentally, I don't need to do the prenup. Prenups as a tool to avoid future conflict is what we'll also talk about. What more romantic? Avoiding tough talks or protecting each other in advance? What's more romantic than avoiding tough talks of money later, where you get to know, I hear you have this and this property, what about this one? Isn't it better to do a prenup than, that's just a question I'm asking. Celebrities and real life examples that have had prenups is what we are going to talk about. Let's bring it home with some real life stories of these prenups. An example, Kim and Kanye, those guys had a prenup because the Kims had made their own name. Kim had made her name and Kanye came in the picture, and guess what? They had a prenup. And Beyonce and Jay-Z, couples who have no prenups and lost everything in court, are also there. An example is Steve Harvey. Now we are talking celebrities in here. Steve Harvey never had a prenup, so he would lose out on everything and get to another person. Oh, he's had it tough. Now, do prenups only make sense for the rich or for anyone with assets or kids? I want also to know what your take is on that one. Do prenups only make sense for only those people who are rich because they have so much to lose in case of separation or death? Or is it also for anyone who has assets or kids? How to talk about prenups without ruining the relationship is key as well. Because there is a way you can tell me, you know what, I've been hurt before. Now, while we get married, I will have to sign my prenup whereby if in case it doesn't work out, you walk your way, I walk my way, I retain what I have, you keep what you have. And what we've built between us while we are together is what will separate. I think if you find a nice way of putting it, it's okay. Okay, maybe you are considering one, but how do you ever bring it up? If you're considering to do a prenup, how do you bring it up in a relationship? It's kind of tricky. I know the government has declared now, when you separate with someone who you've been with for a certain time, you split everything halfway. They don't walk out with nothing. So now people need to be on guard of what is theirs, because now relationships are not lasting. So how do you bring it up, the prenup whole thing, without starting up World War II or III? Now, tips. Bring it up early, not 2 weeks before the wedding. That is what I would say. If you're looking for ways on how to bring up a prenup, and because it's new to us, bring it up 2 weeks or a month before the wedding so that the partner has time to think about it, whether it's something that works for them or if that was their goal to get married to you and get a part of what you have. They rethink before committing and then getting to find out and splitting. Make it about protection, not control. Yeah, you can make it about protection. You're like, I'm just protecting you because I have other kids. Yeah, and in case anything is to happen, you'd walk out with nothing. But the things we work for and get together, you'll be able to take home with halfway, as opposed to when we don't sign anything, my kids can come up in case of a separation, you could walk out with nothing. So bring it in such a way that it's more about protection and not control. And then also get neutral legal advice. You need to get someone who knows about the law, that is neutral, that won't be like, that man is trying to keep you out of things, or friends who are telling you that woman is trying to keep you out of her things. So try and get someone neutral for legal advice. Also use couples therapy to navigate the talk. You go for the couples therapy and get them to introduce the topic so you can express freely what you want to say. In case you're wondering and want to do prenup, love is patient, and patient love plans for the future. That is a quote that I would use, that love is patient and patient love plans for the future. Now we are going to talk about faith, trust, and future planning. Let's circle back to faith. Yeah, let's just circle back to faith. Can God still bless a marriage with a prenup? Yeah, can God still bless such a marriage with prenup? Or does it reflect doubt? That is something we can refer to in Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead to profit. Joseph planned during the famine. Was that fear or faith? You let me know in the comment section. Trusting God doesn't mean ignoring wisdom. If you feel like the person you're with may change, you don't need to ignore wisdom. You can do a prenup and be like, in case things don't work out, in case they do, while I'm with you, this will be for us to enjoy. But in case it doesn't work out, I will walk away with what is mine. You've not stolen. You're just operating in wisdom. For churchgoers, has your church ever talked about prenups during marital counseling? Let me know in the comment section if your church has ever talked about prenups during marital counseling, because the church talks about so many things, especially when you're getting before you get married. But most of it is targeted towards how you can make a good wife, or how you can make her happy, or how you can make a happy home. They don't talk about certain things, especially things concerning money. Churches don't. But here's the truth. Love is a feeling. Marriage is a decision. You decide every day to make it work. You decide every day to stay married. That is a choice that we all make, that are married or are choosing to get married. You choose every day. It's like I said, marriage is a decision, and decisions need planning. You need to plan before you decide on something. Before you get married, you need to plan. If I got married to this person and he left me, am I going to lose my inherited property to him halfway? And yet, so that also helps you stay together. I mean, if you enjoy the comforts that my properties give or my things give, then you need to make it work with me and we enjoy it together for the time that we are together. But if we are not together, guess what? If for any reason you are not going to be with me, then I need to protect myself and protect the property that I came with. A prenup doesn't mean you don't love each other. Let's get it right. It doesn't mean we don't love each other, because you still stay loving this person. It's just that you need to protect yourself. Relationships now are not lasting. I don't know why they are not lasting. I think we get tired easily. We have been exposed to so much, and so we are expecting too much out of relationships, which has hindered it in one way from working. I mean, I'm with you, and if you can't get me the latest bag, get me to that neighborhood, give me this, give me that. If you can't give me, then I don't have the patience for you. I go for someone who would help me get to what I want or what I want to achieve in life. So relationships are not lasting long, as opposed to those days where people stayed together even when love had burnt out. Yeah? So a prenup, like I said, doesn't mean you don't love each other. It means you are wise enough to protect the love. I know someone would be like, what do you mean? Yeah, you are wise enough to protect the love. In case you are a woman who has come with something, you have come with money, and your man came with nothing. Well, it doesn't hurt if you protect, you want to protect your assets. Say like you inherited a house or houses, and you got this man who had nothing. Men always also have their ear to the ground. They want to marry well. And the moment you get married to him, he's expecting for you to transfer everything to his names, and that sometimes he can cause people, I mean, we are all tempted to do away with you so they can take what is yours, what was in you, what it is that you inherited. So prenups would protect either way, whether it's a man or it's a woman. Yeah, they are not bad if it's what you're choosing to do. And probably if you did a prenup and I got to know ahead of time that your houses are yours, but as long as we are together, the rent money will come in and meet all our needs, then I can work at us staying together longer. Don't you think it can help us? It can help bind us together more, because that way we are not quick to give up on each other. We value each other. I say very small things, but you read a lot from what I've just said, because I have something. It's not like, and even valuing each other, it's not like you take me for granted because I have nothing. Just because I have nothing, you would not take me for granted. You would know in my agreement, in my prenup, I said, this is what I came with, and as long as we are together, we can enjoy. But if we are not, if I die, this doesn't go to you, so you protect me and make sure I'm safe so you can continue eating of the daily bread that comes from my property. It's something to think about. So that is what I had to talk about today. If you like what we've just talked about, you can go ahead and put a comment, let me know what you think. And if you don't subscribe, guys, you lose nothing. Subscribe and tell a friend, share the link. Prenups are a new thing for us. We didn't know about it before because we never had laws that were in favor of property and division in case of separation or death. But now we have this around, and the more information we collect, the more we gather about things that are going on around us, the better position we are in case of separation or death. Otherwise, follow us on YouTube. Guys, it's Digesting the Bible with Winfred. Those of you who are watching on TikTok, and drop your final thoughts in the comments. And you say it's practical or it's unromantic, where you stand, because it also helps getting to know what people think of some of these things that are coming up, like prenup. Otherwise, you guys have been a great sport. Thank you so much for tuning in, subscribing, and telling friends. Until next time, when we do yet another one. Bye, guys, and stay safe.